Hello, darlings, and welcome to Tags Live, the live edition of Tags Podcast. I am your host, Kodi Maurice Doggette, filling in for Steve V tonight, alongside my girl Friday for the evening, Miss Teddy Alexis. How you doing, Teddy?
Hey,
Hey!
Kodi Maurice. You are looking amazing.
Oh,
Seriously, like the breakup did you good, baby. You are looking
not the breakup did me good.
Girl, break up with me. Like, look at you. You're glowing.
Girl, depression will do that to you, girl.
Oh, you look so good. Like, literally, I kept seeing your pictures. I'm like my coochie got so wet. Like, what is going on? You're looking good.
The coochie
You're looking good.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. You always look beautiful. All right.
Thanks.
Are you ready for these shenanigans tonight?
Are you?
Oh, I don't think so. Especially after the first 5 minutes. I don't. First 30 seconds. I think I'm not really ready. I don't think so.
Let's do it, baby.
Started. Let's go. But before we start, Teddy, a little birdie told me that you have the opposite issue that I spoke about on episode 516, because I believe this is 517. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, people.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, this is not professional.
This is 517.
It is 517. So I can do math. So, yes, in 516, I said that people often mistake me for a bottom. And that is why I feel like a lot of guys are not coming up to me. You told me in confidence, and I said, we're saying it on the show.
And I said no, but okay.
You definitely said no. And I was like, too bad, bitch. That you have the opposite issue. Talk to him, girl.
Yeah, I every time somebody approaches me, they think I'm a top. And
really,
since lately I've been on the bottom tendencies.
Really?
Yeah, it's a burden. What is it? Is it my bearish situation, or I don't know? What do we have to do to seek? Well, I mean, it's not like I turned them away.
You'll take one for the team.
They're serving salad. Ones have to eat salad.
Oh man, yeah, it's a very common trial that we have to go through in the gay community. I feel like we're quick to assume what one person does, but that's not always the case. You can't judge a book by its cover. So I just wanted to touch on that really quick.
Okay.
So where the hell is Stevie? I know everybody's asking this. And
where is she?
He was just on screen here. I don't know. But I told Steve that he had to go do some research at Spartacus in Puerto Vallarta, but he's not there right now. And I hope that he is going very soon, because I need to see that research and what he has to say. He's on his phone, so he can just type to us where we can live download all of everything as far as his Spartacus adventure is going, and that would be amazing. It'd be a live log that we could do reporting.
Yeah,
so,
it might be too early.
He goes, "I'm watching you." Oh man! All right. Well, in the meantime, let's get into these topics.
Let's do it.
So the first topic today is transgender refugees are flocking to New Mexico, and the wait list grows. So over the past 2 years, as nearly half of states passed legislation restricting gender-affirming healthcare, many transgender people began relocating to states that protect access. But not all states have had the resources to serve everyone. Cities like San Francisco, Chicago, and Washington, D.C. have large LGBTQ plus health centers, but the high cost of living keeps many people from settling there. Instead, many people have chosen to move to New Mexico, which has prohibited restrictions on gender-affirming care, alongside states like Minnesota, Colorado, Vermont, and Washington. But those new arrivals have found that trans-friendly laws don't necessarily equate to quick and easy access. Instead, they find themselves added to an ever-growing wait list to care for a small for care in a small state with a long-running physician shortage. Teddy, what are your opinions on people moving to New Mexico for gender-affirming care and the physician shortage that they are experiencing there?
Yeah, I mean, all of that is very
solve world peace too.
Let me solve it. Yeah. No. So the gender affirming care, which is a spectrum of things, that's not one thing. It involves a lot of things. Is very hard, and basically, a lot of people only think about gender affirming care as just the surgeries, but it's a lot of other things that you have to get together in order to even get to that state if that's what you're doing. So every time we're talking about gender affirming care, we're talking about years and years of things that people have to put together, that literally every time some asshole in the Congress decides that that's what they're going to do and change, it messes up people's lives, and sometimes it turns them into a spin that they cannot get out of. So I take this very seriously. And, Texas is very aggressive. I have my own journey by accessing care that I actually want to do like a special through TAGSPodcast. I will talk about that later, but it's very aggressive, and we should really be helping these people. And since New Mexico is so close to Texas, some of them are not even moving. What they're doing is actually traveling interstate to get care. We're in the quote unquote best country in the world. What is the fuck is going on?
Yep. Let them know. Let them know what is going on. And
get that shit together.
We got money for wars, but we don't have money to make
We got money for multiple wars, honey.
On multiple fronts.
We're double tagging sometimes.
We're tag teaming. We're tags teaming these wars out here. But we
we're detailing this. What is happening?
Yeah, I find it. I find it really interesting because, like you said, for me, all these services should be free and available for all people. And the fact that people are having to go and move to New Mexico to feel affirmed is just really, really, really sad for me. And I want to do my part as far as making sure that all of these things, including universal health care, because that is such a priority, even for anybody not going through any gender affirming care, is available to all people in the United States. So write your senators, get out there and march, do all the things that you can in order to make sure that all people are equal. And healthcare should not be a privilege.
These people don't have access to their PCP. Literally, if you have a throat infection, you cannot get treated. What the hell is happening? This is incredible. This should not be happening.
Yeah. I get you. We just stood on our soapbox, but now we're about to get down in the dirt. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be a Teddy and Kodi show if we didn't talk about Miss Katara over here, Miss George Santos. She doesn't rule out a plea deal and still insists that her grandparents survived the Holocaust. Can you believe it, honey? George Santos of New York State sat down with CNN for a wide-ranging interview that aired Sunday. In it, the embattled lawmaker said that his numerous lies about his past were due to his stupidity and insecurity. Santos said that Santos said that the past year has been hell, and last year Santos's lies came to light after a bombshell investigation by the New York Times. His lies included that he went to college, worked for a top company. Don't make me laugh. Worked for top companies and even claimed that his grandparents survived the Holocaust. Not in 2023, honey. And since then, he's been indicted on 23 criminal counts related to his finances, ranging from COVID-19 fraud to misusing campaign funds to lying about his personal finances. The House Ethics Committee is also investigating Santos over his financial dealings and allegations of sexual misconduct. He's pled not guilty to these charges. And in the interview, Santos admitted that he did mess up on occasion, and listen to this, and included incorrect information on paperwork related to his 2 congressional races. What's next? That the dog ate his homework? I mean,
girl.
what do you think?
Katara is messy. Katara is so messy. She's like the Forrest Gump of the girl world. Like she's everywhere. Like what is next? She's gonna be there with like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. I'm like, bitch,
she threw the first dip in Stonewall. Oh my gosh!
You didn't know that?
Oh my gosh! And then she died, and she came back to life, and that is how, because you know nobody died at Stonewall, right?
23 indictments. Like,
girl, she going to jail, girl.
Yeah, you interned your girl. George Santos, you know, he puts the vest. I love me a vest, obviously, and he gives the vest a bad name.
Vest moment.
Yeah, I love a cute little vest moment, but he gives vest a bad name. She needs to go away. She needs to go away. And ouch.
Yeah, they're trying to remove her from Congress right now while these indictments are going through. And for me, this is yet another example of how a con artist is going to con no matter what. Con artists will con, baby, because when the chips are down, they're going to rely on what they know, and they're going to try and con you out of your money. And the first and primary rule of a con artist, I'm not saying I know from experience.
What is it?
Is deny.
Sure.
So, yeah, and there's a quote that I heard from comic books.
She's quoting today.
I am quoting because I'm very smart, honey. She's educated. She reads comic
books.
Did
you go to college?
I did go to college.
Okay, good.
With George Santos.
What college did he got legend that he went to?
We went together. So the quote says that you should never trust a band of thieves to protect your valuables. And likewise, you should never expect a liar to provide you with the truth. There we go. Okay. So it's been proven that he's lied several times. So the truth ain't in him, right?
And the lies are also so dumb because it's stuff that you can just literally find on the internet. Like going to college is the easiest thing to prove.
Right?
Seriously.
There it is. All right, Miss George. So moving on, we have gossip about Dwight Howard's sexuality and how it detracts from the gravity of the assault claim. So for those of you that don't know, Dwight Howard is a longtime Orlando Magic star and was named in a civil lawsuit this year that alleges he sexually assaulted a man at his Georgia home in July 2021. Howard, who is not facing criminal charges over the alleged incident, said that he engaged in consensual sexual activity with the man, but denies assault. Howard has never technically come out. In text message between the player and the alleged victim that were included as exhibits in the suit, Howard denies that he is gay, but says he enjoys a varied sex life, including grabbing big dicks, is what he says. Oh. I mean, hello. And on Instagram Live, he said, "Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is his damn business," which I agree with. And whatever you're doing in your bedroom is your damn business. And in any ensuing comments, since the court documents leaked, he has remained ambiguous, simply denying the accusations of wrongdoing. The allegations in the lawsuit, like any case of sexual assault, are deeply disturbing. If the jury finds for the plaintiff, Howard should be punished heavily, but Howard is being tried for his alleged behavior, and his sexuality. And rather than talking about a troubling case of sexual assault involving a famous athlete, many in the media have been quick to use Howard's sexuality as a punchline or as speculation as to why he is no longer in the NBA. Teddy, what are your thoughts on this very salacious case?
I think we should take it seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Because if there's allegations of sexual assault, that's serious. The problem, I think, with this is the down low culture. Because when you're in down low culture, that means that you're not participating in the rules of society, right? So there's a cover up of, the normal behavior and the code of law. So then people are, because you're under that download, then you feel like you can behave like whatever you want. So we have to take this allegation seriously, and he can identify as whatever he wants. Well, if he doesn't want to be gay, like I say, I'm not gay, but all my boyfriends were. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I think that he gets to define his own sexuality, and if grabbing big dicks is his sexuality, sign me the hell up, because I'm here for it. And I think that the media is really focused on the wrong thing at this moment, and the fact that Dwight Howard, who is in the NBA, I don't know if I said that already, but I did say Orlando Magic.
At the end, you did, yeah.
Oh, I did? Okay, cool. I feel like he is on trial more for his sexuality than anything else. And in the court of public opinion, just because he's gay, that means that he's already guilty. And I think that that is a shame.
I don't understand how part of...
He's not gay. He likes grabbing big dicks. He's a man who has sex with men. So
I don't understand how is that even part of the conversation. You know what I mean? Because his sexuality or the behavior other than the assault part. We should be talking about assault that just happened to be between two men. Not like he's gay or whatever. Like what? Not relevant.
Cool. I love that. So, do you want to read some of these comments over here, Teddy?
I mean, I love Alan's. They're asking, can you imagine your Santos Grindr profile? Alan, I do not want to imagine that. That would be really scary. And he went to Baruch College.
Oh, yes. That's right. Okay.
That's where you went to, right?
Oh, yeah, that's where I went, girl. And
Magna cum laude. Okay.
Magna cum laude. Exactly. Yeah. That is definitely me. I definitely cum laude. Yeah. All right. Moving right along. So, from one sexual assault case to the next, after 7 I know, right? Wasn't that a great transition? I'm so proud of myself. After 7 years, people are still clamoring for a Call Me By Your Name sequel. But that may prove difficult, seeing as Armie Hammer has allegedly been eating people. Allegedly. Despite the hurdles, director Luca Guadagnino has expressed his interest in making a sequel to the film. The short list of replacements, according to Out Magazine, for the film remake includes... are you ready for the list, Teddy?
Oh, am I posting the list?
You are posting the list.
No, I don't have the list. Do I have the list?
Okay. I can figure it out. I can post the article.
No, that's not
beforehand, I swear.
That's not the one that you sent me. You sent me the Daddies one.
I will do it. So the list starts with, in no particular order, Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey, Theo James from The White Lotus, Sebastian Stan, who is known for playing the Winter Soldier in the MCU. That's where I know him from. He's probably in a million different things. And Glenn Powell from Top Gun. Richard Madden from Game of Thrones, and Andrew Garfield from Spider-Man. Teddy, do you want any of these men to call you by his name while you call them by yours?
I have an extra pitch.
We love an extra pitch.
Yeah. So there's like this guy that I know in Los Angeles. He's a little older, good looking, Afro-Latino. He has a little bit of an accent. He does this podcast every now and then. That he's available.
I was in it too. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to know.
I mean, I'm available. No, the only one that is intriguing is Andrew Garfield, because I feel like he's very soft and just like...
No, I don't see it for her. No, okay. I definitely do not. I can see it for a lot of the people on this list, including Jamie Dornan and Theo James. You got to have that.
Theo James can't act.
Ooh. Oh. Shots fired.
No. He was like a little tough in Divergent. I don't know if it was the directing or whatever. But I like Timothy Charmander. He's really cute. So we'll see.
Who?
The
Who's
lead,
that?
right? It's Timothy Charmander.
Oh, Chalamet, bitch, not Charmander.
I thought it was Timothy Charmander.
No, not Timothy Charmander.
I'm fucking with you.
Timothy Charizard.
Timothy Bulbasaur. Who's Sebastian Stan?
Sebastian Stan is from the MCU. He's the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I can see him too.
That's intriguing.
That's Jinseth's pick.
Yeah.
Alan says, let's just have Timothy Chalamet in all of his glory, and he could just be a hoe around southern France or wherever the hell they were.
How about like a bunch of daddies?
Oh, are we moving right along to the?
No, I'm just saying. Like, imagine like Call Me by Your Name, and he's like he's like going through. When people break up, I heard like you just go through a whole phase.
So moving right along. The internet has voted for the hottest celebrity daddies of 2023, like Teddy was just relaying to us. And here we got another list for y'all. You got the list ready this time, Teddy?
I have it right here.
Teddy, are you ready?
It's coming.
So the internet has spoken, and in prime internet fashion, they decided to make a list out of their desires. And according to Archive Dilfs on Twitter, I refuse to call it X. I think that's the dumbest name in the world, but I'm not going to go out on a tangent. Here are the top 10 daddies of the year. Number 10 is Keanu Reeves. Number 9 is Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
Number 8 is Jensen Ackles.
Who?
Oh, she's from Supernatural.
Okay.
Number 7 is Taika Waititi. He's a director. Yes, he's very sexy. Number 6 is Michael Sheen. I didn't write the numbers down. Number 5 is Cillian Murphy, which I do not see it for because I can't.
I can't see it for her either.
Number 4 is Mads Mikkelsen, who I have never heard of in a million years, but okay.
Has a good agent.
Number 3 is Davis Tennant. And that's another veto right there for me. And number 2 is Oscar Isaac, who we cannot remove from the list.
Yes, please.
Oscar Isaac at all costs. And number 1 is Pedro Pascal, who is our sexy slutty daddy.
I agree with that too.
Oh yes, that's number 1. But what I want to know is, where is Idris Elba on this list?
Where is Idris Elba?
Where is Idris Elba on this list? Because it seems like a little bit of hateration and holleration in this dancery. I don't understand what's going on. So
I gotta tell you though that this list was a little triggering. I do have a story.
Yes.
Because a couple of weeks ago, I had a student say, "Professor, you kind of look like Oscar Isaac. You know who that is?" And I couldn't stop smiling. I smiled for 3 days.
You give me Oscar Isaac, I can see it.
Yeah, like a fucked up Dollar Tree or Oscar Isaac.
No, you are at least Tarjay, honey. You're a Tarjay Oscar Isaac.
At least you didn't sell Walmart, bitch.
You are upper echelon. So,
well, the Dollar Tree is now $1.25. So.
Yeah. So what are the people saying, Teddy?
All right. Doc says that if they need some daddies for the movie, they can call them too.
Okay. Let's call him by his name.
Yeah. And Alan says Richard Gere. I agree with that. I like Richard Gere. And Steve says that he thinks that my student was flirting with me. No, maybe.
Then he goes on to say, how would you handle a student flirting to you? I know you can read. I know you saw it.
I try to ignore. I think Steve is on the audio, by the way. Can you
He's
hear him?
on the audio.
Okay, bitch, mute yourself.
Mute your microphone. All we hear is Steve laughing in our ears.
Yeah. I think you just have to actually kind of like shut it down. Actually, so whenever if that happens, it has to kind of like take the compliment and then just move on. I think.
I hear that. Okay. All right.
So that's maybe that was happening to me. I don't know, but I couldn't stop smiling for like a couple of days.
If I taught college-age children, their parents would have all the lawsuits against me, just so everybody knows. Even though, I mean, I would just hit on the ones that were over 20 years old, of course. But yeah.
Well, good thing Baruch is a little flexible with that. Just to clarify, we didn't say that Gersato went there. He alleges that he went there.
Exactly. So
clean it up. I clean it up.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. So this is really interesting to me. All right. Whether straight or gay, all men want the same kind of lover. A study which was published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior surveyed 23,935 people. That's very specific, by the way. I thought they were going to put a 0.2 at the end. Okay. So about what they look for in a romantic partner. For their analysis, the researchers focused on 710 respondents between the ages of 18 and 65 who identified as lesbian, gay, and bisexual. When comparing these queer respondents to the survey's straight respondents, the researchers found that their desires didn't vary significantly by sexuality, the gay and straight people having the same general preference, with gay and straight people having the same general preferences. When they compare the results by gender, however, the researchers found that men and women prioritize different qualities in potential partners. Men apparently care more about physical attractiveness, not a shock, not a surprise to me, and domesticity in their partners than women do, regardless of their own sexuality. Meanwhile, women have a much longer list of areas where they care more than men. They want their partners to be adventurous, caring, intelligent, funny, generous, like-minded, wealthy, and well-mannered. The study does not account for non-binary people, by the way.
Yes.
Teddy, what do you think about this research that was published, and what do you look for in
this research, so groundbreaking. I mean, this is what the research
like
found.
Florals for spring.
Exactly. Oh my God, I was gonna say that.
Did I steal your line, bitch? I stepped on your line.
Floral for spring, groundbreaking. Yeah, literally. I have it on my notes. I'm gonna show it to you. It's crazy.
I love it.
This is the groundbreaking research. Men don't mind younger partners.
Oh yes, I was going to read that, but I was like, oh, it's already.
Men will compromise domesticity for looks. Duh. And then women have a laundry list of things they want, but will compromise for someone that is not pretty. Duh. Seriously. Some people do need better research, but I do want to read a couple of the comments because this is hilarious. Going back to the college thing.
Oh, no, we can't go back yet. No.
Okay.
Let me say my opinion, and then we can go back to the college.
Okay, host.
Is that okay?
You're such a dumb top today.
I am Whoopi.
Slap me, baby.
Yeah, so I feel like I am a nice mixture of both of these. Like, first and foremost, of course, I look for what all men look for in a partner, and that is physical attraction. And I have found that in my I know, right? I found that in my relationships with other people, that especially women, that you can that they are more willing to compromise physical attractiveness. So I am, as a man, am not at all aligned with that. But when it comes to picking a partner, I agree with the ladies. I want somebody that is intelligent. I want somebody that is well-mannered and funny and generous. Oh my God, generous is such a good word for me.
You're very generous, I think.
Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you very much. Yeah, I try to be, because, I try to take care of my partner, and I like for that to be reciprocated as well.
Yeah, because generosity is in terms of bigger things other than money. I feel like that's about money, but when we're talking about generosity, it's about generosity of spirit, of energy, of caring for the other person. And I feel that with you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh, is this a love fest?
Oh, yeah. Text me later.
Now you are allowed to read your comments, darling.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're
welcome. Thank you, sir.
And don't call me sir. I'm going to get a boner. Okay.
You promise? Okay. Alan says Kodi teaching in college is like a kid in a candy store. Dangerous. But Gina says that they flirted with a professor once and got a little bit of a mouth water section and got an A.
Mouth water session. I love it. Thank you. That's perfect. It's emojis, guys, in case you guys are listening on the audio podcast. Yes. So it's a mouth and water, which I am going to assume means blowjob. Jen said you can correct us, but yeah. And then they got an A.
Well, I guess they work for it.
Hey, I mean, an A is an A is an A.
They did the job.
And he said, yes, sir.
They did the job.
I have to host here. I can't be getting boners. I can't. You can't be making me horny while I'm hosting the show. It's not okay. I really would appreciate if you stop calling me sir. Thank you very much.
We promise, sir. We promise.
All right. So moving right along.
Sure.
Have dating apps ruin dating for some people? All right. So here's the situation. There is this viral TikTok that is going around about a woman that met a man on Hinge and they decided to go out on a date. While the woman was on the train, after chatting for more that evening for like 20 minutes while she was getting ready, the man blocked her because she didn't respond to a message that he sent. She actually confronted him about the alleged blocking because he still met up with her after she messaged him on Hinge. All of the messages prior were transpiring on WhatsApp. So she messaged him on Hinge after she was blocked on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And then he unblocked her. They met up and he said that he hadn't blocked her after he unblocked her on WhatsApp. The article poses the question, have apps ruined dating with the endless amount of potential paramours at your fingertips? What do you think, Teddy? And yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I agree 100%. I think it doesn't just ruin dating. I think it has changed the way we communicate. And I see it in my kids, the college, that like their lack of being able to connect person to person, and how if things are not online, they don't exist. It's really strange. It's like the opposite to us, when if you see something, somebody has to tell you, right, in order to confirm that something's happening. They're the opposite. And it's weird because then you're out in a bar and then people won't talk to you in person, but then they will text you, I saw you at the bar. I'm like, why didn't you come talk to me at the bar? It would have been better. Would have been, you've done that before?
I have.
Anything you want to share?
Definitely have. What? Oh my gosh! I thought you were sharing right now.
No, I'm just saying that it's hard, and I'm like Stevie. I'm not very successful at the apps. It's just, I don't know. I need like a profile makeover or something, because I've seen other friends of mine and they're like, every time they get on, it's like, I get the singular.
Got mail.
Yeah, I guess I'm more of a quality than a quantity situation on the apps. Yeah.
Interesting.
But also
Well,
it makes me
oh,
connect with people that I wouldn't be able otherwise, right? Because it extends your network in a way
yeah,
too. So I don't know. It comes with good and bad, like everything.
that is what I was going to say. It comes with good and bad because,
Hmm.
like you said, you can cast your net a little bit wider,
Hmm.
but there are certain times that I feel like you should not be casting your net a little bit wider. I was in a situation. I was dating someone, and
Hmm.
I should not have been on Grinder, and I
Oh,
was on Grinder.
sure.
And they saw me on Grinder,
Hmm.
and it ruined anything that we could have forged going forward. And it was really detrimental to our relationship. I know that from experience that the more options you have, because this me going on Grinder didn't mean that I was dissatisfied in my relationship. It
Hmm.
meant that I needed an out, a plan B, uh,
Sure.
or something in order for me to feel like I was a viable person again. And it really ruined a relationship that I may still have been in even at this moment. So it's really sad.
Yeah, I feel like what happened there is more of a loss of trust, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Oh,
Um,
definitely. Oh,
but
definitely. I could see when they caught me on Grinder
mhm,
that it was like a face crack. It was, and I wasn't even talking to anybody on Grinder. I don't
sure.
even know if I had a picture on Grinder. It
Hmm.
was just that I felt
They
that
didn't see
I
you on Grindr while they were on Grindr, did they?
no, 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 no. They
Okay,
saw it on my phone while we were together.
got it.
Yeah.
You
So
know, I want to add something
go
whenever.
ahead.
Well, the thing to me is also as the generations come along, now the kids are in their 20s, they always had phones, right? That this
Mhm.
at the first generation that never did non-fun situation. So everything is so transactional if you think about it, right? Because there's so much access to people. So I feel like now it's hard to mess up because we all mess up, but people have the privilege of, oh, I can find someone else that won't mess
I
up
can
like
find
that.
someone else. And that is,
And
yeah.
that's something that it's you have to have more grace, I think. And one of those things, man, that once the trust is gone, I don't know.
Yeah, once the trust is broken, it's really hard to rebuild. And I feel like I expressed to this person that I wasn't necessarily looking for anybody,
Hmm.
but I could just tell in their eyes that it was a wrap. And yeah, so we didn't date anymore. And yeah, it's sad. It's really, really sad for me.
Thank you
But
for sharing that. You're always so generous with your stories.
oh, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I feel like a lot of people can learn from it. And me personally,
Hmm.
I
You
the
see, you
one
are a
thing
professor.
not of college kids though. Everybody in here is over 25.
Tax
So
is your college.
I hope.
Yes.
So, I have learned that I do not need a plan B. If there's somebody that I'm really interested in, then because I'm a planner personally, I have a plan. I think that A through Z is not enough plans. You need to count you need to have numbers for your plans. Plan 1, plan 2, plan
Mhm.
3 because I'm a planner. So I feel like that was me trying to be a planner,
Mhm.
and it was a mistake because I was really invested in this person, and it was somebody that I really cared for, and I shouldn't have to try and find, or I shouldn't have been looking for a plan B per se.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I hope you can communicate that at some point. If not, then you have a lesson here. We do have a comment. Can I read it?
read it, darling, read it.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Alan says Grander.
Esther was under your breath. Now I just have a semi. So
Okay, so I can work with that. Grinder said kind of hot to flip through Grinder, even if you're not quote unquote looking. And
but
I agree.
okay. So I agree,
Hmm.
but I think that the person that I was dating,
Hmm.
their whole thing was you can find all that on Instagram, basically. If you're not looking on If you're not looking, then why are you on Grindr? So
yeah. It's something very specific. Even just that app, because other apps are basically the same, but there's something about that one app that it's just so telling culturally for us.
It really, really is. It means that you're trying to find a way out of the relationship, quote unquote. So
Sure.
yeah,
sure. Shall we?
Are you ready to move right along?
Sure.
Because we do have some Reddits.
Ooh, the Reddits.
Ooh, the Reddits. Okay, so the first Reddit is, do you guys have mind having straight women in gay spaces? Okay, here's the deal. The other day, I was hanging out at a gay bar, and a group of straight women came in and started taking over the place. Oh, hell no. It made me very uncomfortable because they were also loud and callous. It ruined my night when one of these drunk women started hitting on me. I do not like them in our spaces. I do not care if it makes them feel safe. But gay people need these spaces more. What is your opinion on the matter, Teddy Alexis?
You know, I understand straight women wanting to come to the gay bar, but they have to know it's a gay bar. You know? So you have to respect that it's not your space. Because I've been in straight bars with women, and I know those places are very aggressive. And sometimes the things that straight men do to straight women, I'm like, really? Are you serious? But on the other hand, don't be taking our space and ruin the night for everybody else, because this is not the time, your vacation, okay? So we don't have to be accommodating to you. Mateo Lane has like this very funny bit when he's like, I hate when they come up with their rosé and they're like, tonight is about me. And then they ruin it for everybody, right? So, and sometimes we do need affinity spaces that are just for us.
I totally agree. Like hookup bars. I totally hear what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%. It's not about women being in our spaces. It's about the respect, because just like they don't feel respected in straight spaces with straight men, they feel like they're being disrespected and stepped on. That heteronormativity is trickling down to us as gay men, in my personal opinion. It feels like these women feel like they're more important than us, and they're making us feel uncomfortable in our own spaces. Now, that being said,
okay,
we were on the Vacaya resort vacation.
Don't brag or anything.
In Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Dios mío, Dios mío.
Go to my Instagram, Mr. Maurice, and check out some of the pictures from that. I'll be posting one tomorrow. There was this lovely, she wasn't straight, she was queer. There was this lovely woman who hung out with Steve and I almost the entire time. And she was very respectful of the gay space. And that is how it should be. If you feel like you are doing something that would make somebody else uncomfortable, then you should probably stop. You should probably take stock of what you're doing and stop that toxic behavior that you are putting on other people in their space, because it's supposed to be our space at the end of the day. It's supposed to be our safe space where we can feel like we can be safe and gay. As gay as we want to be, girl. Sure. If you don't want to see sucking, don't come to the gay club. How about that?
Right. I have seen also some problematic behavior, because I had a friend of mine that was like grabbing people, and I'm like, consent, boo-boo? Like, don't be... Yeah.
Grabbing them where?
Grabbing.
Tell me where, Teddy. This is a sex podcast. You have to be as descriptive as possible.
Grabbing asses and dicks.
No, yes. They were not grabbing asses and dicks.
Yes.
Women in the gay bar?
Yes. I saw this.
Queer men? Oh, no. We don't do that. We don't play that. I would have kicked them out.
But it's like, nobody wants you to touch them like that. Like, seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Alan. Oh, I was going to read it. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Alan says, a few straight women in our space is cool, but when they take over, i.e., an example, bridal parties, it's just too much.
Not bridal parties.
It's my special day. You know, who's Jimbo, the drag clown? He mimics or mocks these women all the time, where she's like, it's my special day, and it's hilarious. So Jimbo is really, really funny.
Not your day, boo-boo.
Not in the gay bar, it's not. Mm-hmm. All right, moving right along. The next Reddit that we have today is sex drives. So my husband and I have been together for 8 years and married too. Lately, our sex life has gone down. It seems as if we enjoy watching porn. This person is the bottom and they're 30. They are always horny and ready for sex. Masturbation doesn't do much for them, but their husband, who is a top at 32, I love how they put ages in there, has always found a reason to say that they weren't horny. But lately he's been watching porn on Instagram, and wanting to cruise
on Instagram. That's not right.
I know, right? Damn, you can get it a million other places. Why would you get it on Instagram?
There's no porn on Instagram.
And pull his dick out in Walmart and just do stuff in public. Wow, that's too much. They have nothing wrong. They have nothing wrong with it when it seems way more interesting in doing that than sex with their partner. This is something someone else deals with. We are open to play with others, especially for tops, but not many find me attractive in the body because I'm not. I don't have a six pack or I'm not slim, and it has caused severe body issues because I feel like I can't get sex anywhere. Toys don't do anything either. They have this poster has plenty of those toys as well. Teddy, what are your thoughts on this Redditor and their situation?
This is ouch.
Yeah.
You know, there's like 3 topics in there, by the way.
I know, right? We have to dissect all of them.
So, let's talk about the drives differences first. Can we do that?
Okay, let's go.
That's a problem. That's something that I have experienced, I think, in both ends, and it sucks.
You've taken it on both ends? Wait, what?
Well, I do, but
okay.
I'm saying that I have been with people that have way more sex drive than me and way less than me, and both of them, like, it's just really hard to have a sustainable relationship like that, especially if the communication is toxic. And these are 2 toxic people, so like communication wasn't there. But you know, there was like a lot of gaslighting by my ex that he kept saying, it's like, oh, you wanted like too much. I'm like, once a week is not too much. It's like, seriously,
once a week. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But the thing is, if for that person it is too much, then there has to be
true. I shouldn't sex shame people.
You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, like, I was dating somebody that wanted it every day, and then he when we were starting to date,
when did we start sleeping together? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. For him, you'll hear this, and then you'll see.
Okay.
When we started dating, he was a total bottom, and I can top every day. That's cool. But then he wanted to be a total top, and I'm like, I can bottom every day, boo boo. Like, that's a lot of work. Especially for the 7 minutes that you're giving me.
Oh, Teddy, we call it out times now.
I mean, if it's like a Disney ride where you wait for it for 3 hours and it is gone in 7 minutes, then it's not worth my time.
You set an egg timer to it, and you boil the egg, and then.
But the egg didn't get to be done, boo. That's the problem.
You didn't get to be done either.
I was on my way to be done. Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's a I think difference of sex drives is a problem, and I don't know what the solutions are. I know a lot of people explore with polyamory. And to me, I'm a big proponent of polyamory, because not because I want 2 boyfriends, it's because I love a part-time boyfriend. You know what I mean?
I hear that. I'm I'm monogamously minded, and I've been in relationships where our sex drives have not aligned, and it
Hmm.
has been okay for me because I don't mind masturbating. When I'm single, I masturbate every single day.
Sure.
So I
Same.
think as long as I have a strict communication with my partner about my needs and about their
Hmm.
needs, then as long as they're going to have to be okay with me masturbating when
Right.
we don't have sex,
But
basically,
that's
is what it
topping,
boils
right?
down to.
Masturbating is basically topping, if you think about
Masturbating
it.
is basically topping. Yes. I
So
have
then,
a flesh jack I have
when we're
named
talking about bottoming, it's a different
Theo
situation.
James.
When we're talking about bottoming, it's a different situation. That's what my
Yes.
point was. So,
Okay.
what about the rest of this?
Yes. So the fact that the top portion of this relationship,
Sure.
he is very willing, it seems, to explore with other people and to go out
Hmm.
there and pull his dick out in Walmart. That doesn't sit well with
Yeah.
me because
Like,
it
at least
means
go to a Target, right?
where they can find you.
Me on the aisles.
Exactly. They can find you in the aisles as
Hmm.
Oscar Isaac in there. So I think that is way more alarming for me because I do think that when you are not having your needs met or not expressing your needs to your partner
Hmm.
and having to hide what your needs are and going outside of the relationship, it's kind of it's really deceptive if, in my opinion. And I do think that it's something that it doesn't sit well with me because I think that people are they're not being honest with themselves, they're not being honest in the relationship, and honesty is number one as far as I'm concerned in a relationship, especially with sex. You're not going to get what you want out of sex if you don't ask for it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very selfish, especially when this partner it's clearly sexually frustrated and
Hmm.
needing that contact and being pounded. Like, seriously, that's, man, like, what are you doing? My question for the bottom is, maybe he's in the wrong
They're not
spaces.
here, Teddy. I don't know.
No, no, we're evaluating it, right? Bitch.
Your hypothetical question. Yes, go ahead.
No,
I'm
my
sorry.
question is, maybe he's in the wrong spaces, because if he is more bearish, right? Like he's
Hmm.
saying, like,
Hmm.
girl, get a scruff. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, when I was like, because I was thinner when I was younger, but now I'm
Mhm.
more bearish.
Mm.
Girl, like now it's like I never suffer of thirst, if you know what I mean. When
Oh,
mama
you
needs to
don't.
be fed, mama gets fed.
Oh, you don't go hungry, baby?
No, 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 no. It's not.
Oh,
We're not dust bowling anymore. You know what I mean?
that's very true. That's a very good point. Sex is very easy to find. I find that sex I can find 9 times out of 10 just by throwing a stone
Hmm.
or going on Grinder or getting out there in the world. Yeah, I
Well,
can
you're
find it
very
very.
gorgeous, so.
Oh, this whole thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I. But you know what? I'm not a lot of people's types, also.
Sure.
So I think that I can't expect to be somebody's type everywhere. But I feel like as far as sex are concerned, people's um their their uh their standards are lower. That's the word I
Sure.
was looking for.
Sure.
So I
Sure. Sure.
feel like for me personally, I can go out and I can have sex with somebody anytime, anywhere, any place, like Janet Jackson said.
Hmm.
And but for me to find it,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. So
Hmm.
I find that to actually have a connection with someone is a lot tougher. So I feel like they should really try to make this work because it seems like, and
Should
I don't
they?
know. I I don't know. I feel like they should be honest with each other about their
Agreed.
issues and see if that I because I am a huge proponent of not giving up on somebody that you love.
Agreed.
If you love somebody and you get along with them and you are aligned with them in a lot of ways, then a lot of things you can figure out. And sex is one of those things, in my personal opinion. So that's just how I feel. Doug definitely, he says that it sounds like the two of them need therapy. And I could not agree more.
Yeah, individually and as a couple.
Oh, that's lovely. Yes, we love a lot. Some couples therapy right there. All right. Moving right along. Are you ready for the thirst trap tonight, Teddy?
Oh, let me look it up and post it here. Yes.
Okay, let's go. So every week, we do my favorite segment in the show where we Straight Up Gay Porn. They have a recap of the hottest thirst traps of the week, and it's our job to pick our favorites and describe them in an auditory way, that because we are an audio podcast as well, and pick our favorites and have them and descriptively describe them auditorily for our listeners every single week.
So it's like a triple description there.
Like I said the same thing 3 times in the same way. But Teddy, so have you picked your favorite for the week?
Girl, I did.
Oh, girl, really, girl?
I love me some Joshua Mateo, Brazilian. He's the last one. And I was doing some research on Twitter. And it has very lovely clips, very wholesome. He's a very given person, if you catch my drift. Very given.
He's like me.
Very given, yeah. And he's a smaller frame. He has this beautiful olive skin, a goatee, which I don't mind, and a very rhythmic pounding, which I also appreciate when people are on rhythm. Because the rhythm is gonna get you.
What about the motion in the ocean? Is that right?
The motion in the ocean, but I like a rocky, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. I love
that.
Yes,
sir.
Hey, girl. Hey. So my choice for the week, first of all, I have to say there was a lot of hotties, and this was the Halloween one.
Yes.
And my second choice was
Horse
Long Adam, and he is aptly named because that thing is banging. But my first pick is Unicorn Horn, because he is also aptly named, but he's in costume, and he is Freddy Krueger. He's got the Freddy Krueger glove. He's got the Freddy Krueger shirt. He's got his dick out, and it looks like a unicorn horn, and he's sticking his tongue out, and he's just looking very delicious. So he's my pick for the week. What are the people saying?
Doug says Grayson Miles, which he is very cute, very femme, and he has like a good old French maid costume with the fishnets, and the ass is perky and beautiful with a jockstrap on. Like, this is just gorgeous. Yeah. Alan says Dan Damage, which he is comparing his dick to a milk carton right next to it, and his ass big.
And it is big.
Insane.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
You know what they say? Milk is very good for you.
And does a body good. Well, all right, guys. That's our show for this evening. You can follow our special guest host for this evening, Teddy Alexis, at Teddy Alexis on Instagram. You can follow me at 2 different places. On Instagram, KMD Coaching is for my life coaching page. And you can follow my thirst traps at Mr. Maurice. So look for a post tomorrow. I'm going to be posting something really thirsty. You can follow our amazing host, Stevie, at I am _ Steve V on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter at TAGSPodcast. All right, Teddy, thank you so much for joining me tonight and co-hosting with me. And thank you to our amazing audience for joining us. And in the meantime, Teddy, continue having
hot gay sex.